and that it's also advantageous to not use those in the next calculations onward, but instead to go back to the trigonometric versions of your calculations so that you get the correct answer, or at least the more accurate answer, more accurate indeed. Now, in these circumstances, what about the more challenging? The most challenge you tend to get with these questions, of course you can get more, but in terms of pattern, once you learnt how to, or once you've implemented the knowledge to be able to do such things as calculate this, and then you've done such things as calculate this, and you can calculate this, and if you wish to, you could also calculate that using the same trigonometric concepts. Once you've done that, and you can then work out the area in here, what might be the next problem to solve would be calculating this area that's shaded in here. Now, to calculate the area that's shaded in there, what might be useful is to calculate the sector area, which we've gone over before. We utilize this here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, right, let's say that we take pi r squared. This time it was 100 degrees times 100 degrees divided by 360. We simplify this down, it comes to about 640 over 9 pi. Again, I could write it as 223 to 3 significant figures, but this is a more accurate version because pi, of course, is an irrational number, so this is very much a simplification. Now, in all cases, it's advantageous, to keep it in the form pi before you've made your final calculations. Finally, that gives us this shape. We need to remove this triangle in here, but we've already figured out what that is. We already worked out what this triangle in here is. And so to remove this triangle, we simply take away the fact that we know it's 126 centimeters squared. Notice how I don't use 126 centimeters squared because it's a simplification. I use this terminology here, this concept of 16 sine 50 times 16 cos 50, and knowing that that is where it came from. That came from the idea of the CB times OCB divided by 2 will give you this, and then you times it by 2 again to find the whole shape. It's a quick recap. Finally then, we can do 640 divided by 9 pi, which was the area of the sector. What we wanted divided by the whole, 360, gave us that here. And since we now have this, it's a very strange shape that just occurred. Since we now have that, we can take it away from this, leaving us with just this area, because we've removed this triangle from this, leaving us with just this lovely shaded area here, which comes out as around 97.3 centimeters.